Welcome back. We are making comparisons between slums in Kenya and slums in Nigeria. In Lagos City, there is a Kenyan priest by the name Father Emmanuel Sikuku Likoko, who is helping transform lives. He heads a Catholic parish that has initiated various projects to improve livelihoods.
I was born in Kitale, in particular Kiminini. I attended my primary school at Kiminini, Namwanga Primary School, and then for my secondary studies I went to Eldoret. But as a young man in the minor seminary, I started having a desire of doing something for the community. I joined St. Patrick's Missionary Society, and I trained to become a priest. I was ordained a priest in 1997. My first appointment was to the northern part of this country, in Niger State. And basically it was a town parish, and the community was more of an educated community. It was a normal community. And it was not fulfilling for me. I wanted a more adventurous experience. I wanted something that can really provoke me. And I requested to be given a different appointment. So after 2 years and a few months, I was appointed to Bauchi State. And I was sent to a very remote area of Bauchi State. And that time, Boko Haram was really an issue in Bauchi. So it was at the same time a frightening experience, but that is what I wanted.
The Kenyan priest was later posted to Lagos City, not to the posh areas, but to head a parish in a slum.
It was not easy for me to leave the north. It was painful. And I didn't know that I can survive a slum situation, you know, people living on top of each other and all that. I was more used to a rural setup in the north. Coming in, I was overwhelmed with the dirt, the number of people, the number of children, the crime and drug abuse, teenage pregnancy and all that. I was so much overwhelmed and all that. But I felt that yes, we needed to be here. And coming in, my own initiative is to build on the things that all the missionaries had already put in place. And that was to empower, to continue empowering the young people.
A captivating tale of a Kenyan making impact in Lagos City. A Kenyan whose calling does not allow him the luxury that many would be looking for in a country known to be the home of Africa's biggest billionaires.
Sometimes I can spend 2 months and I can't without going out, you know, to look after myself and all that. Because mostly you are with the people all the time. Either somebody is sick, you know, either you are attending to a sick person, you are attending to a poor person, you are solving a crisis on a street and all that. And at the same time, you find that your life is constantly threatened by your interference in the lives of people and all that.
Here, many people live in what they call 5 by 6 rooms. Many will not invite you to their shanties for obvious reasons.
Mostly when they have parties, like now if you come on a weekend, they'll be closing streets. Their parties are on the street. If somebody dies here and they are having maybe a funeral service, they'll put the body on the street outside. There is no room. People are not supposed to live like this. And even if I give you now money to go and look for a house in this estate, you are not going to, you can spend maybe 1 month before you get a single room where you can stay with your family. There's no space here. So for us as a church, basically when we look at the people, we see how they are struggling, and we always encourage people to move out. Those who are really finding it so difficult, we encourage them to move out, satellite towns around Lagos, and sometimes we encourage them to go and look for better housing in those places. And some of them we encourage those who are very old, those who are not doing anything in the city, we encourage them to go back to the village. And even young ones, we encourage to go back home. And when they reach home, if they settle down after around 1 month or 2 months, when we assess the situation that they have adjusted, we can send them something little to start a small business at home. Because, you know, in Africa, there's always this rush towards the city. But, you know, when we move to the developed world, we find that, you know, you can do a lot even from home.
And if you've heard of flying toilets in some of Nairobi's slums, you ain't heard anything yet, says Father Likoko.
You'll find a culture here. In the morning, you'll see people with small containers or paper bags. It's a small container, mostly they are carrying urine. And then the paper bags or other things, they are solid waste and all that. So basically, people will live their life. They will use the front of their house to relieve themselves at night, and then in the morning, when they are going at work, they'll just throw the waste in the drainage or in the canal that is running through the estate and all that. Death here is normal. You will never hear people cry and then you know that yes, there's death in that home and all that. No, the way you can be hearing maybe in a proper setup that you know somebody has died. Here somebody will die there and life goes on. Because of the environment, people fall sick, people die, the government doesn't care, and that is life here. So we are there at least to see if we can bring an improvement, help them to understand the importance of life and all other things and all that. But you know, it's all about the environment. Mama, wow, I've come to see your school.
Yet authorities, both at local level and federal government level, seem to be doing little to upgrade slums in Nigeria.
A slum anywhere is an abandoned area because a responsible government cannot encourage the growth of a slum. And again, that is where the government get their votes. That is where the government get their money. That is where exploitation goes on. These are the people that can be easily used by a government. So you find that a government that is corrupt will be happy to have slum dwellers because they can use them as they want. But all in all, the government does not care about them. It knows they exist, it uses them when it needs them, but it does not care about them. But when it comes to votes, this is where they'll spend most of their time.
That's just a tip of the iceberg, as there are many informal settlements in Lagos with similar challenges in a country that boasts to be Africa's largest economy, an oil-producing country.
We have rich places, very rich, you know, really expensive mansions. You know, when you talk about the richest man in Africa is from Nigeria. When you talk about the really billionaires in Africa, they are more in Nigeria, but they are scattered. They are scattered, you know. Just to get a place like Karen, Lavington joined to each other and all that, no, you can't get it here. There might be something breaking them in here and there, but you'll be finding some small enclaves for the rich and all that, but really wealthy. The people here don't live here. They put up these buildings to make money. And you know, as I told you in the beginning, that here to pay, to rent a room, you pay like 2 or 3 years in advance. So people who have got now better buildings, they might even say, you know, 3 years in advance. And so if they put up a building, just with the initial rent, they get back their money. So if that building can survive 10 years, they have already made their money. It can go down if it wants.
So are slums here to stay, and what does the future portend? That's after this feedback segment, The Inbox.
Nobody regulates building here. Yeah, nobody regulates. So you can build whatever you want. Nobody will check the integrity of your building or anything. So you manage yourself. And basically, that is maybe why we should be here. That at least we can attract the attention of the government that yes, the church is there, and now and then we link up with the government people, and also they want also to associate with us. When it comes to the time of election, they'll come and speak to us. They'll want to talk to our people. And like now, at the last election, we put all our men together and the women, and then we call these politicians and we interviewed them ourselves. What are you going to do for us and all that? Look at the state of the environment and all that. So the church is there to attract the attention of the government. And we can't do much about the buildings. We can't get so much involved and all that. But we try to do our best to ensure that they are working.
With that, we come to the end of this show. In this episode, we made comparisons between informal settlements in Kenya and informal settlements in Nigeria. Join us next week, same time, same channel, for another informative episode. Remember, this show is about you and with you. It is a show that is presented on location. Till then, bye-bye.
How are you?